RealClear recently conducted an opinion poll of Biden's first 100 days in office. How did those responses compare with media coverage of the same topics? Here we can see that one of the questions asked was, get the pandemic under control. See, 54% of respondents said that they were satisfied with the response to date. 80% said that this is a very important thing to get done. So how has television news covered this? You see, in the early days of the pandemic, Fox News actually covered it more than CNN and MSNBC. For a while, they were all kind of in lockstep. And then we can see Fox News kind of phases out its coverage a lot less than it was. The George Floyd protests happened, so all three kind of phased it out. And then we can see that really since kind of the middle of last year, Fox News has covered it basically the same amount each day. We can see that in the start of this year we're really not seeing any difference from last year. But what's interesting is we look here on the second half of last year, CNN covered it the most, followed by MSNBC. Then we see on December 31st, CNN and MSNBC really ramped down their mentions of the pandemic. And we can see that in the first 3 months of this year, CNN and MSNBC have covered it just a fraction of what they were before. And if we look at CNN's COVID dashboard, that's that sort of interactive dashboard with the real-time updates on deaths and infections that they were showing. We could see that when they first phased it in last year, it was about 9 hours a day, almost continuously. They phased it out for the George Floyd protests, kind of brought it in, brought it back. From right after the election through the end of the year, they were running again 9 hours a day. But starting December 31st, they basically phased it out. And while it's still there this year, it's just a fraction of it where it was before. So again, according to the opinion poll, people are really believe it's really important to get the pandemic under control. On Fox News, we're still seeing coverage of the pandemic. CNN and MSNBC have really ramped down that coverage, sort of really phasing it out. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Kavli Taru with RealClear.